Everybody, thank you for watching. This is rather unexpected live. Was not scheduled to be on at this time. I'm going to be on very briefly just to let you know what is happening. This is not fear porn. This is not a constant attempt to instill fear. This is to inform. This is to tell people to prepare. This is to let people know that it is indeed really happening. How long is good food? How long is food good? How long is food good in the fridge and freezer after a power outage? Why is that being asked? Well, power to be restored Thursday after intentional AEP outage for nearly 170,000 people in Columbus, Ohio. When you count the 230,000 people in Cincinnati, Ohio, that AEP intentionally shut down yesterday, and they will be shut down until probably Thursday, you're looking at about 500,000 people in Ohio without power, and it is indeed intentional. Let me go to the next share screen here. Here we go. Massive power outage continues in Columbus area, leaving residents to struggle without heat. And again, 170,000 at least. I'm not sure why that went to that. Again, we're live. My apologies. Let me flip back here. There we go. When I close that, there. Massive power outage continues in Columbus area, leaving residents to struggle without heat. This is intentional. More than 230,000 American Electric Power customers without power Tuesday after intentional outage conducted to protect the power grid. Okay. Now, that being said, there were 230,000 in the Cincinnati area. They are still without power as well. They are selected areas, and you can probably guess which areas the power is going to be cut in first. That would be the poorest areas. That would be those that will be most affected by being without power when it's 100 degrees outside all across a majority of the United States. So we've been talking for months, literally months. We've been talking about this. Why? Joe Biden, President of the United States. Now, there are a lot of things Joe said that people make fun of because they're just misspeak. There's some things he says that the White House staff are like, well, that's not really what he meant to say. What he really meant to say was this. There have been two things that he said that they haven't walked back, so to speak, that they haven't tried to say, well, this is what he really meant. Those two things that he said that they've not touched at all have been, there are going to be power outages and there's going to be a food shortage. Biden told us both of those things, and we need to listen. I've been telling you those things. I got an email. Why didn't they give us a chance to prepare? They're not going to give you a chance to prepare. It's going to happen. They're going to just shut things down in specific areas in order to protect the power grid in general for everybody, and specifically for those with influence, those that are somebody's. All right. Just if you doubt that, I'm sorry. I got nothing for you. Food shortages. Food shortages are going to come. They're going to come sooner than we expect. I've been telling you this for a while. Prepare, 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 prepare. So you don't panic, 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 panic. Another factor in the food shortage situation. Again, this software. But we've got to get this out live. So here we go. Thanks for bearing with me. DEF, something you've probably never heard of. It is a diesel exhaust fluid. It is an additive that commercial diesel truckers are required to use to cut down on harmful emissions. Okay, they can't get it. They can't get this chemical. There are major national fuel suppliers that can't get the chemical. They're limiting the chemical at some of their truck stops. Some of the truck stops have none at all. Of course, the price of diesel keeps climbing, as the price of gas, as the price of food, as the price of electricity, as all prices are going to. It's pushing a lot of truck drivers to the brink. Okay. Now, normally people don't like truck drivers. Okay. And it's stupid because they keep us fed, they keep us clothed, they keep medicine coming to our shelves. They're responsible for everything we consume in one way or another, almost everything we consume in one way or another. And yet, they drive the big trucks and they get in our way on the road and blah, 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 blah. We need to be listening to the truck drivers. Truck drivers are going bankrupt. Truck drivers are on the verge of just shutting it down because they can't afford to keep doing what they're doing at the prices they're getting for the prices they're having to pay. That leaves us with rail. Well, we've torn up the rail system in the United States. Most of our railroad tracks have been gone for a few decades because we weren't forward thinking. And now we can't take goods and services everywhere by rail. So things are going to start disappearing. There are going to be shortages in food. You combine that with the people that are going to lose their food that they've got food stocked up in the freezers, 3 days without power in Cincinnati and Columbus. Those people aren't going to have any food. Those people aren't going to have any food. Now, they probably still have water because they haven't intentionally turned off the power to the water plants, more than likely, because they can control where it goes. They're cutting off the power in Ohio at the moment for the rest of the grid. Now that's going to happen in other states. They're going to cut off the power, and they're not going to call you and say, hey, we're cutting the power off tomorrow. All of a sudden, boom, you're black. Everything's blacked out. You're in the middle of a blackout. Boom. No lights, no air conditioning, no freezer, no refrigerator. Hopefully you've got water, but maybe a situation with no water, and you got to go at least 3 days. We've been telling you to prepare for that. Telling you now to prepare for 30 days. If you're prepared for 3, prepare for 30. It's not here yet. That's why we prepare. We prepare before it comes. It's coming. The need for a 30-day supply is coming. The need for a 3-day supply is here. All right. There we go. It's happening. A lot of other things happening as well that are going to impact us. Now you may be sitting there thinking, oh, you're ranting and raving, you're going on about I don't live in Ohio. I don't live in Ohio either. And you're not going to hear about this probably on mainstream national medias because they're not going to want to be talking about this because it really, it doesn't impact them. They're the somebodies. But it's coming. If you're not in Ohio, if you are in Ohio, you know it's coming. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's already upon you. If you're not in Ohio, you may not hear about this anywhere other than here. And let me go back and show you one more time. You can look it up for yourself. It's the Columbus Dispatch, Columbus, Ohio. Okay. This is not, Bob on Facebook says, hey, I don't have power, so nobody has power. No. This is the Columbus Dispatch talking about what's going on in Ohio. And about 500,000 households, 500,000 households are without power. They've been without power since yesterday. They're going to be without power today. And chances are they're going to be without power tomorrow. Massive power outage continues in Columbus area, leaving residents to struggle without heat. It is intentional. If you're just joining us, they're without power after an intentional outage was conducted to protect the power grid. This is in Columbus. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. There are probably other places around the country where this is happening. That if we're not in those places, we're not going to hear about it. If we don't hear about it from somebody, that's why it's important to watch this channel, because we tell you things other people don't tell you. So with that being said, I'm going to get off of here and keep monitoring things. You can contact me through americandufus at gmail.com. And you can also leave a comment in below if you're watching this on one of the replays. Prepare. If you're not prepared for 3 days, you're going to get caught in the next week. And if you are prepared for 3 days, jack it up to 30, because that's coming. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon.